Skip, should Aaron Rodgers retire?
You're probably asking the wrong guy.
You're like, get out, we're done.
Look, he should have been retired.
Right.
This is incredible to me, but everybody I've ever been with on TV loved Aaron Rodgers, thought he was the god, like the GOAT god. I never did. But here's the truth about Aaron Rodgers. He should have retired 4 years ago. He was washed his last year in Green Bay. He was over the hill, over and out, and they said, that's enough. We don't want you anymore. Then he had the Achilles tear the first year with the Jets, and he came back a year ago, and he was a shell of himself. Finished 25th in QBR for those Jets and went 5-12 as the starter. And the Steelers were so desperate for a quarterback that they gave him one last hurrah, last shot. And he finished 23rd in QBR this year. And then he showed you last night he can't move anymore, and he's lost his stomach for taking any of the hits that you need to take to win a big game. And they kind of fluked into the back door of the playoffs. And happy days are here again. And he found Valhalla with Mike Tomlin, and they were kind of joined at the hip because their last Super Bowl was against each other 15 years ago. And since that Super Bowl, Aaron is now 7-10 in the postseason. 7-10. And he can still fling it around. Nobody got rid of the football quicker than Aaron Rodgers did this year in the NFL. It was 2.6 seconds out of his hand. And that first big play that he hit to DK last night where he just stood up and just flung it to him, that's what he can do now. And I know DK dropped a big ball last night, but you're kidding yourself next year if you think you can go anywhere with Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. But I listened to the whole postgame last night, and he clearly, to your point, he wants to play again. But he was hoping to play again for Mike T in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Right.
And he was raving about what a bright future this team has and how much fun he had. And they have been raving about him, and that Omar Khan, every time he gets a chance, says, we don't see any of the bad Aaron. He's been great here. And yet, even last night, here's a quick quote. I'll wrap it up with this from his press conference. He said, I thought our preparation was good this week, and that's why it was so surprising so many assignments were missed tonight.
Yeah.
Well, that's him. That's Aaron Rodgers. Blame deflecting, finger pointing diva. It's never his fault. It's always everybody else's fault, and last night was everybody else's fault. Does he want to play again? I believe with all his heart and soul, he wants to come back and steal some more money from the Steelers. But maybe I don't know. They don't have anybody. They're
Steal
just
some money.
I mean, one line, though, you
playoffs.
could clearly see Petrie shooting
Yes.
in, nigga miss a block here.
They
and
were
miss
missing a lot of
Y'all
blocks.
missing fucking hella
Right.
blocks, so it
Hella
ain't like
blocks.
he was lying. But I would say,
all right.
I think he should retire. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just think his legacy is what it is. It's a nice legacy. You know what I'm saying? You got a great name. I just don't want to see him bounce to another team and then that be bad and bounce to another. Like, I just don't like guys to end like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think if the right coach come from like a Sean McVay, Shanahan tree, one of those type offenses, and they like, man, shit, we think you could run this offense on some Stafford type shit.
Yeah.
We think you could run this offense. We're going to have a hell of a run game, and we want you to stay with Pittsburgh a year. If Pittsburgh don't want you, that new coach, that new OC don't want you, I hang it up, man.
Yeah.
We know he ain't going
Rodgers
with
is
Shanahan
almost
because
6 years
Shanahan
old.
the MVP right now.
No, I'm not saying go nowhere. I'm saying if somebody from Shanahan tree came in as a head coach and they running that system,
All right.
you feel me? That's what system you at that age.
Yeah.
You need this system.
He's got a couple
Even more
available,
so than
possibly.
the-
Might be LaFleur and the kid from Miami. He's available. He's a Shanahan guy.
That's what I'm saying. If you get in that system, then I think he'll flourish in that system.
Yeah, I think
at
if
that
you-
age.
You can partner him with Brian Flores and bring in Mike McDaniel together. Those two, the head coach and offensive
I think if they
coordinator.
do something like that,
Anywhere?
in
You mean just
Pittsburgh.
anywhere? Oh, in Pittsburgh.
You
Oh,
can't change uniforms no more.
Yeah,
bro.
because you think about the new head coach in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
When Brian Flores left Miami, now he's suing the NFL over the Rooney Rule. I mean, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Rooneys. They hired him immediately. Brian Flores has showed he can still coordinate, so you can bring him in and be your head coach.
Works.
Mike McDaniel can run the system.
Yeah.
But you say he should retire 4 or 5 years ago because he looked washed. And I just said when Tom walks into the hall, it's Tom and everybody else. How did he look his last year in New England when he didn't have nobody? He looked washed, right? But then what did he do when he went to Tampa? He had 3 All-Pro wide receivers, 3 Pro Bowl running backs, 2 good offensive linemen, 2 good running backs in the top 5 defense.
Yeah, and they were 7-9 the year before.
Okay, with no quarterback.
With Jameis.
With no quarterback.
Yeah, okay.
Jameis was struggling.
Yep.
But even in that system, Jameis threw 30
He
touchdowns.
did. And he threw like 20 picks or whatever it was. Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is in uncharted territory. We've never seen a player this age still be playing. Even Peyton, when they won, they had a bunch of ballers on offense, but the defense was legit.
They carried him.
They carried
Peyton. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying.
Tom last year in New England, he threw for 4,000, 24 touchdowns, 8 picks. That's far from Washington.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Far from Washington.
But
the record wasn't good.
So when they played,
it's far from Washington.
But when they played,
I'm taking that every year.
When they played every game, every game, what did they struggle to do? Score. If the defense didn't hold everybody to under 17, they was losing.
Yeah.
So I don't care about all them yards. They wasn't scoring.
Well, I just could go. Washington don't look like
they were not scoring points. That's all I'm
scored
saying.
24 passing touchdowns for sure that year.
That they wasn't score. Okay, 24. What did he do the next year? Go look at that.
I got it
Go
right
look
here.
at Tampa.
40 ball.
Exactly. Because he had 3 All-Pro wide receivers and a Hall of Fame tight end. Yeah. He still could play. So you can your situation matters. It matters. So he's in a.
But that defense was the highest paid defense, and he had DK Metcalf. It's not.
And how did they look?
It's not like.
How did they look? Tampa actually looked good. Tay was there. Devin White was still doing his thing. Shaq Barrett still double digit. JPP still double digit. Sue, Young Vita, Antoine Winfield. Like, look at the team he had. Yeah. So, that's of course, if you getting the ball back that much, you throwing to Antonio Brown. You throwing to Gronk. You throwing to Mike Evans. Healthy CG. You can run the ball. 3 Pro Bowl offensive linemen.
Yeah, team definitely matters.
That's what I'm saying. So, if he get the right guys around him, we see he can still spin it.
He can spin
His mind is still there. You put the right stuff around him, Aaron Rodgers can still play.
I just don't see a good fit for him. Like, if you look at the jobs that's open, it's not a good fit. Like, Miami, Pittsburgh, now one of them a good fit. Now one of those teams have enough stuff around him.
You got all the pieces there.
I
think
agree.
Aaron Rodgers right now is better than the options that Atlanta has.
Yes.
I think that.
Drake London, Kyle Pitts just was all pro. They got Pro Bowl offensive
but I'm talking about Michael Penix. I'm talking about Kirk and Michael Penix Jr.
Absolutely.
Yes. Way better.
Yes. You put Aaron Rodgers with that group.
But you haven't given Michael Penix Jr. an opportunity.
Those are actually weapons.
You think he's the guy?
Aaron Rodgers is old. At least you have an opportunity to grow with Michael Penix Jr. at this point.
Last time I seen Penix, he was on the bed with ice and
Penix, them knees is done up.
Both of his knees, bro.
Them knees are done up, and he don't even want to move no more.
Boy, they owe a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. You know how much they're tied up in cash right now? Like, let's go pay Aaron Rodgers.
A few things have to happen for Aaron Rodgers. One, there's got to be a suitor. Who's that going to be? Who's going to want to invest in a 42-year-old quarterback and convince their owner and their fan base that, hell, we're going to go out and get Aaron Rodgers at 42 to lead our football team, knowing it's only going to be for a year or two.
That's what's
I could see that happening if a team drafts the kid at Oregon. He might not be ready to play. Maybe let's go to the Raiders for a year or two, let this kid from Oregon or Indiana develop a little bit, let him play, and then part ways. One, there's got to be a suitor. Two, he's got to want to do it, right? Watching his face get hit on the ground a couple times and the frustration he had with his offense, the look on his face after the game. I know you lost, and it's a terrible look no matter what happens. It just felt like he was a little bit, I'm ready to get the hell off this field. I'm ready to get the hell out of this game. That's what it looked like to me. That's 2. So he's got to rejuvenate himself. He's got to want to get back into it, which that's a question mark. So I don't, the new coach at Pittsburgh, I can't imagine them selling the owner, selling the fan base. We're going to go back to Aaron Rodgers. I think they got to start. They have Will Howard in the building. They have, have another young quarterback, Mason Rudolph. Then they can have the draft. I think they have a competition with those guys and try to move on. That's my guess. But there could be a team. The Raiders, Falcons, like you mentioned, I like Kirk. I think Kirk's a good player. But there could be a suitor after training camp, possibly if there's an injury or something like that. Maybe a preseason game, one of the starters gets hurt. Bing. Hello, Aaron. Would you come and play again?
Yeah.
Sure. Yep.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, okay. There's a little divide there on that. But let's look at the other side of the ball last night because